audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
We've been talking sound biblical teaching. Sometimes we call that doctrine. And Camille, when we talk about Jesus and his doctrine, I mean, he went about doing good, healing the sick, casting out demons, all sorts of things, cleansing the temple of the money changers. In all of these actions of Jesus, how do we relate that to and actually build on that, what we understand as Jesus' doctrine?
Well, let's take a closer look at the nature of Jesus and his doctrine. And I look forward to exploring some of those doctrines in later programs. But first of all, we know and have learned that Jesus taught with authority, like you sat up and listened when he spoke, and with power. He did signs and wonders as a result of his doctrine. We understand, like in Mark 4, verse 2, that his doctrine came in the form of parables. That's one thing. And also, his doctrine was in discourses, like in the Gospel of John, the discourse of the new birth in chapter 3, and the discourse of the bread of life in chapter 6. So a discourse or a parable, or through simply speaking the word, and there were power encounters. And then he had a doctrine about warning people, like beware of the leaven of the Sadducees and the scribes, or, he had such authority that it created resentment, envy, and fear among his opponents. They wanted to destroy him because they were so afraid of him, so envious of him. So this doctrine really did hit home. But also bear in mind that Jesus actually says in John 7, "My doctrine is not mine. It's from him who sent me. And if you will do God's will, you will know if this doctrine is from God or whether I speak of my own." So here is, of course, the humble version of Jesus, deflecting honor and glory from himself and giving it back to God. Then, of course, that filters down when the church is born in Acts 2, and we have what is called the Apostles' Doctrine. And I'm pretty sure the Apostles' Doctrine was built on the doctrine they received from Jesus. And Jesus' doctrine was built on what he received from God the Father.
But when Jesus speaks in parables, and when he uses what we know as metaphor and analogy, when we talk about that sort of thing, are we getting complicated? Are we giving ourselves opportunity to go astray because we interpret those things wrongly?
My understanding of the parables is that for those who seek God and have a sincere heart, parables make the doctrine of God clearer. But for those that are blind, don't want God, don't need God, want to get by their religious works, or are just plain arrogant, the parables actually mask the truth. The same parable, to one, it makes things clearer, to the other, it does not, depending on the condition and attitude of those that receive it. But Jesus doesn't just speak in parables. He speaks through actions, and as I said, he also speaks through discourses. So however we want to put it together, Jesus speaks the truth because Jesus is the truth, and you can build your life on such truth.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Camille, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.